Yes, yes, yes. This is the HL Podcast. It is Black History Month. All right. Black History Month. Black, green, red. We rocking it all month, even though it's the shortest month of the year. They always give us, the little shortest bit of whatever. But we're gonna take it. All right. It is Black History Month. We celebrating. Today's date is February. We were just talking about June. That's why I said June. February 4th, 2025. The show is presented by way of StreamYard, and we are live on YouTube, Twitch, IG, and again, we are coming to fan base very soon, so get ready for that. This is the podcast for the people. I am Roc, that is Devontae, and we are blessed to be here. What's up, Devontae? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. Off work, happy to be here. Vibe with the Brody, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I see the LA, of course. You
already know. Let's talk about it.
Of course, we gonna get to it. People, please follow us on IG and Twitch right now at the HL Podcast, and please hit that subscribe button on YouTube and Twitch as well. Again, we got a great show. Devontae already alluded to some of it. Of course, LA is popping right now. Y'all got Luka, Kendrick done swept at the Grammys. We're gonna talk about that. Of course, we got to talk about, the unfortunate tragedies that happened. The fear of flight right now is crazy. The tariffs, everybody, Trump said he was going to everybody, and everybody ganging up and coming at him. Some bans that they're talking about implemented, but then they're saying, no, we're not going to do that. So we'll get to that as well. We acknowledge everybody Black that's nominated for the Oscars this year. So we're going to talk about that as well. Beyonce also had a surprising big night at the Grammys. And then, of course, with the biggest news with Luka going to LA, we discussed some of the biggest trades since 2000. Of course, we're going to get to some DEI and where you may be able to shop now. I know Target. I know all the women. Target, oh, my God, can't go to Target. All the, no Walmart, no this, no that. We're going to let you know where you can shop, who's supporting DEI, and why it's important, why DEI is important. All right. But first up, as we always like to do, most known, unknown. Okay. And we remember the first Black person, Black woman as well. The late great Miss Hattie McDaniel. Okay. She was the first Black person and Black woman. She won an Oscar. She won the Best Supporting Actress award in, what year was that? 1939 for Gone with the Wind. All right. So, this was again, very monumental moment. Of course, again, this is 1939, 1940s. Of course, Jim Crow is still alive. Of course, racism is at its height. And so, Black people at that time were not getting, prominent roles like a Denzel or Michael B. or a Taraji P. Henson might get today. They were getting the simple slave roles, the maid roles, or the criminal roles in films. And for her to step through, even though she did play a maid, she did play a maid in the film. For her to step through and for her acting to be recognized again, especially during this time in 1939, 1940, this is a big moment. Of course, she still, even though she's now an acclaimed actress, she still experienced racism and racial discrimination throughout her career, even so much that she was unable to attend the premiere of Gone with the Wind in Atlanta because the theater only sat whites only, which is absolutely asinine. It was, what's up, Gary? People, absolutely. But, which is absolutely asinine. But again, that was the time. That was, that's what was going on during that time. And similar to Jesse Owens, right? The man ran for his country against Nazi Germany in Berlin during that time, and then came back to, racism and discrimination. Same thing with, I believe, Joe Louis as well. Muhammad Ali experienced it. Some of the great athletes and musicians as well. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. I was watching his documentary. He would talk about how he would go overseas and, it was just like, they don't see race. And experience, having been in Canada before, I can attest to that. Yeah, when you go outside of the U.S., in most places, it is not about the color of your skin, right? It is about the content of your character, all right? If y'all don't know where that's from, do your research. But for real. But so a lot of people, and for Quincy to then come back home and then experience that racism, that discrimination, Tuskegee Airmen, who they just tried to remove from military history. You can't remove something that's already happened, already history, right? But they also, men fought and died for their country, and they also experienced race. So, this was prominent, this was happening, but, for somebody like a Hattie McDaniel to, achieve that height, and still, have grace and dignity throughout her years is just absolutely impeccable. And her legacy should be carried on again as the first Black person, period, to win an Oscar. She won again in 1939 for Best Supporting Actress. Devontae, you have any thoughts?
No, I like the way you put it. I was just, it's not much to say, but she a legend. I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't, you should know. Like, right. It's just that simple. Like, it's just that simple. Well, the first time I heard about her, I was just like, oh, dang. And situations, and when you hear about this Black history, that in this context, what a time to be alive in the period that you were alive, because I can only imagine being alive in her period, which she had to deal with pursuing her dreams. And that's all I gotta say. That's crazy. Absolutely.
Again, Hattie McDaniel, she lived to be of the age 59. All right. Unfortunately, she passed in 1952. She died of breast cancer. Her final wish was to be buried in Hollywood Cemetery, but that also, unfortunately, was denied because the gravesite only recognized whites.
Thankful for where you at, people. Thankful for where you at.
What Kanye West said, even if you want to binge, you're still a nigga and a coup.
Come on, man. Like, God,
this woman is still the first Black woman to win an Oscar yet. Nope. We can't even bury you beside white people. You dead. Gone. We can't even bury you beside white people.
That's crazy to me, bro.
So yes, to your point, we acknowledge the Queen, the late great Miss Hattie McDaniel. May she rest in peace. People, HL news. All right. Yes, we got a lot to get into, of course, and as we always like to do, we like to start with some politics and what's happening. And the fear of flight is real. Okay. Unfortunately, and our thoughts and prayers are definitely with everyone involved in the crashes in DC and in Philadelphia. All right. And the situation as well in Houston. I think there was also a situation in Africa. I forget it was Ghana or Nigeria as well. There's a bunch of situations happening with planes right now. This is the site in DC. Unfortunately, okay. So what happened in DC, people? Forget the exact date. It was last week, but unfortunately, it was a commercial flight that was carrying 60 passengers and crew. And from what it seems, the plane was idling. Right? It wasn't. It didn't look like it was moving, or it was about to land or take whatever the case may be, or it just took off. And then you just, unfortunately, you see a military, now was known as a military helicopter, unfortunately flying into that plane, and both the helicopter and the plane crashing into the Potomac River, right beside the Reagan National Airport. I'm from that area. Well, not from, but I've been in that area for over a decade. Very familiar with that area. And yeah, this is very unfortunate. It's very, very sad. Of course, Trump, of course, didn't hesitate to, put his 2 cents in. And this is what he commented and stated. He said, the airplane was on a perfect and routine line of approach to the airport. The helicopter was going straight at the airplane for an extended period of time. It is a clear night. The lights on the plane were blazing. Okay, why didn't the helicopter go down or up or turn? Why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane. Excuse me, this is a bad situation and it looks like it should have been prevented, not good. He also went to add that he blames DEI. Okay, yes, that's right. He blamed diversity, equity, thank you, and inclusion, thank you. Mm-hmm. He blames DEI. Mm-hmm. But not going to blame himself in the fact that he fired a lot of aviation, people behind aviation investigations, right? People who, when incidents happen like this, these are the people who come in and investigate and try to figure out exactly what happened. He fired a lot of those people the week before, all right, or a couple of days before. But we're not going to blame that. We're not going to blame the air traffic control people who fired that work at the Reagan National Airport, who happen to work for the guy. We're not going to blame that. All the people that we just let go because of DEI. We're not going to blame that. We're going to, say, hey, why didn't the helicopter pilot? And that's a great point, Trump. Why didn't the helicopter pilot go up, go down, do something? I'll tell you why. Because that shit was orchestrated. Okay, plain and simple. All right, it was purposeful. It happened on purpose. All right, we all see what happened. And then, you want to fire the staff members at the Reagan National Airport for recording the incident and then posting the incident. You want to fire them for exposing the truth. Wouldn't you want to obtain all the video footage from every single angle so you can figure out exactly what happened? No. Right. No, that's not what you want to do. You want to blame the you want to make sure you cover your tracks, because again, this is purposeful. There were I know there was in fact one black woman on the plane. She was a civil rights attorney. Forgive me, I forget her name, but she was on the plane as well. She passed away. All 60 people, by the way, on this flight, unfortunately, died, as well as the military helicopter pilot. Now, people, this is a military helicopter pilot, okay? Military helicopter. These are some of the most efficient and trained. Like, you have to not only join the military, then you have to go to an academy, a flight academy within the military to learn how to fly. Okay. This they just don't hire people off the street and just say, hey, here, fly a helicopter. And then, we look at Philadelphia. It was a small commercial jet, unfortunately, that crashed into the streets of Philadelphia, killing 7 people. And then again, there was a flight from Houston to New York also that caught fire, that had to make an emergency landing. So there's just a lot going on, over the course of those few days. And, look, Devontae, I talked for 5 minutes, so I'm going to, let you go in on what you think. But I have a strong theory about this. But go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Man, it's like, this one's like always in helicopter crashes, because first of all, to all the people who lost their lives, to the families, condolences. That's just a tough situation, like, period. Like, you don't want to see it, you don't want to be on the outcome of it. But I do think, just as far as gearing my energy towards our president, like, I just think that due to what I would believe was the presidential thing, instead of just tweeting, Twitter fingers or whatever we're on, our X fingers, I don't know what we have today. Like, being president, like, what I'm saying, go out there and do more investigation than like just trying to point fingers and stuff like that.
He said he doesn't want to go swimming.
And I get it. I've been told my whole life, because I'm black, I can't swim. So we all have, like, issues of where water is involved. So I don't know. But I do think, what I'm saying, if he can manage the way to backstroke himself in some bullshit, he can find a way to take his ass, newly elected president, and be presidential. Because if it was anybody else, they'd be all in their ass. I mean, Kamala, they would got mad because she didn't show up. I mean, remember, she wasn't guarding the wall. So, like, and I just think at the end of the day, like, it's a weird situation to see back to back like that, and I don't really know how. I don't want to, like, throw my theories out until it's time, but, like, it's always hard because like, and then this is why I say they're hard for me because I'm still a person when I hear helicopter, I think about my boy Kobe. So it just makes me very uncomfortable. And the passengers too. But like I just think President Trump, it should be something like you step up and look into and want to be, because if you're the person to be the president for the people, be for the people. Because to me it just seems like, oh, this is like tragic, but we're still focusing on removing this and all these other things that I need to do for my party. This right here, we can wait on that. Like people lost their families and go look at it and go investigate further. Because I don't know. I think one of the crashes, and you correct me because I have not paid too much attention to it. But one thing I did see is like I think the one was close to Pennsylvania where they were. It's like they were.
Come on, the one in Philly?
Ignored. Yeah, it was like one where I feel like they ignored listening to the other people. They was like, oh no, we're gonna go. Like it was. I don't really know.
I think that was the one. If that happened in Philly, yeah,
like it was like weird,
yeah, because the way it went down, it was just like, why, what? It like literally just landed on the streets, like that one was weird.
Yeah, I just think that like the right thing to do in this situation is like really investigate because, you know, like that's it. Like I'm gonna be straight up. It's a really scary situation. Like because you know we all and my conspiracy theory because I've heard about them trying to push where instead of a lot of us fly a lot, like at least in the U.S. they're trying to push like a train system now. Like you know, I heard about that being pushed in certain areas where they're trying to like it's a train to get somewhere. But I don't know. So I don't want to go that way because I feel like it by even mentioning that I don't want to take away from like people who've lost their families. So like. Because I can only imagine, but I do just geared towards the president. I just think that, which maybe by this time Donald Agent Orange did something. I just think like fuck the politics, go show up with the people, be amongst the people, and like get down to the bottom of it. I'm stopping whatever. If I'm president, I'm stopping whatever I'm doing. My people come first. Let's figure out what went on here, and not so much just to punish the person who did it, but yes, punish, but correct the policies that need to be in place to prevent this. Because, that's the first. But hey, what do I know? I'm a person who goes out and vote, and you know we're so busy focusing on removing DEI initiatives that we don't want to focus on the people. But hey, what do I know? I can't expect this party to care about the people. I can't expect neither party to care about the people because both parties are too busy still arguing over shit when we out here just crashing. So hey,
right.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Be a president, get among the people, and figure out this shit.
Yeah, you know, just a couple of pictures from the sites in Philadelphia as well. Yeah, you know, just very sad, again, unfortunate situation. I think one person, I think it was in that vehicle, passed. You know, once the plane hit. You know, again, just very sad and unfortunate. But yeah, as much as yes, you don't want to loop people into the conspiracies. There is no conspiracy here, especially what happened in DC. Again, that was unfortunately that was purposeful. There were a few individuals on that plane who had certain agendas, just like most conspiracies people. You know, yes, you know, you brought up Kobe. We all heard the conspiracies, you know, involving that, and you know, it's just, you know, it's just a very sad and unfortunate situation. But for Trump to not even like give people a surprise, like you know, like yes, I will go down and go to Philadelphia, and I will, you know, go out there on the boat on the Potomac River and see what's going on. You know, not even surprising people. No, he stuck right to the script and said, no, I don't want to go swimming. No, I'm not going to, you know, Philadelphia. No, I'm not going to do it. That's, you know, I got, I guess, bigger things to handle, such as, you know, what he's doing with Gaza right now, you know, in Israel, and saying pretty much we're about to take over. Oh, but again, Kamala was supposed to be more dangerous. But anyway, again, just our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who lost their lives in these unfortunate plane crashes, and again, people, don't let this be the fear of flight. Okay. There is that conspiracy that, like they don't want us to go nowhere. They don't want us to, and you're right. You're absolutely right. They don't want people to see how people are living, how people are doing outside of the U.S. Okay, there was a post I saw that in Australia at McDonald's, people are making, I think, $25 an hour, full line benefits, this and that. They got another McDonald's and somewhere in Europe, they're making $22 an hour, and then it has America, the average McDonald's out $12 an hour, no part-time benefit, no that, like they don't want us to be exposed to what's happening outside of the U.S. Now, what they fail to realize is that this generation, especially with social media, has a lot more access than our parents did, or our siblings did, in the 90s, right? Like you had to really research the internet or research books. Here, all the information is right at our feet. And so, yes, we're seeing how people are living in Canada. We're seeing how people are living in Europe, even some parts in Africa, right? Even some parts of South America and the islands. And we're going, why can't this? I saw an interview of a Middle Eastern gentleman from Dubai saying, the U.S., you guys pay taxes? Really? You guys pay taxes? What? We don't pay that out here. Right? They're trying to make sure we're not exposed to certain things because, again, they're trying to keep us in the blind. And speaking of taxes, right? Yes, Trump signed a whole bunch of executive orders. Right? This is him signing some, in the White House that, slaves built. And he said already he was going to increase the tariffs on Mexico, goods coming from Mexico, goods coming from Canada, from China, and so all of those countries said okay, you gonna increase them on us, we're going to stop this, or we're going to stop that, or we're going to increase the tariffs on you. All right, all of this is just big business circling around. Okay. And Canada said hell no, right? He came out publicly and said hell no. All right, so did the Mexican president. All right, she came out and said, what are you doing? Right, China is threatening possible war over this, right? Not figures of like industry inventory type war, right? And so my thing is, and what's funny is, did y'all really think Kamala was going to do all of this, people? Like that's what comes to mind for me. I really think a lot of people thought Kamala was just all of a sudden going to come in and do this. We saw this example from Trump the first time. Okay, talk about it. The issue is the first time he just didn't have his goons with him. All right, he didn't have the David Whites, the Elon Musk with him. He didn't have all of them with him. He didn't have the author of the Project 2025, which y'all tried to say was fake, by the way. He didn't have all of his goons with him. Now he's got all his goons with him. Plus he got the Supreme Court. Plus he has the Senate. And plus he has most of the House. Okay. And he has still a lot of governors and mayors out there who are also pushing his agenda, right? We just saw Greg Abbott in Texas, that criminal, all right, in the wheelchair. How dare you, right? How you gonna be a criminal racist in a wheelchair? Come on, man. And that's not to insult anybody in the world, but that, like, come on, you anyway. Look, yes. So how will these tariffs affect us, right? So the recent tariffs imposed by the U.S. government are expected to raise prices on various imported goods, affecting American consumers directly. Devontae, what was the big thing? I thought people said they wanted eggs and milk costs to be.
I couldn't find no eggs when I went to the grocery store last week. It was struggling.
Because aren't they like, I don't know, $12 a damn dozen, right? Like you paying basically $1 for an egg now. But his plans that he told you guys who voted for him that he was going to do was going to lower consumer costs for the people, right? He was going to lower that. Okay. Experts warn that these tariffs could lead to a decrease in consumer spending as higher prices may limit purchasing power and overall economic activity.
Yes.
You think? That's why a lot of people are going to Costco's. All right. Shout out to Costco. Cause they like shit. We ain't canceling DEI and we gonna pay people $30 an hour. Shout out to Costco. But a lot of people going and bulking up. Like a lot of people are not going to keep making the individual runs to the grocery store. People are going to be more cautious about how they're spending and where they are spending. We're going to get into DEI a little later and where we should be spending our money. Just comment on that. Appreciate you, Chief. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. But yeah, so Devontae, right? Like, you know, it seems like a big FU that they've been giving to the people and that the people still have not processed. Why? Why can't people see, like, yo, what this man is doing is extreme. It's unnecessary, right? Because,
it's a few things. I think it's just a thing of where some people just don't want to see it, and they won't see it until they're forced to really see it. And that's what we're dealing with. You're going to deal with people who just are going to deny till they have no choice. And they probably still would deny, and there's no saving them. You just got to let them go. Others, I would say a little bit of the latter, where it's going to be as they continue to see little things and get affected by those little things, it may be like, damn, like, am I on the right side of history with this? And like, and it's gonna take time. I think we like, I'm gonna continue to say until y'all, there's gonna be a shit meter. I don't even think we stepped into the shit. But my favorite part about this shit with the tariffs is just that the bully thought he was going to be able to bully everybody, and then when somebody stood up to his ass, he's, well, let's all sit at the table. Let's all sit down and talk. And I just think at the end of the day, that's just where it's at. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of talk, and then there are going to be people like, nah, we ain't taking your shit, bro. Like, we ain't doing all that over here. And it's like, it is looked at, but it's important for us, the people, to continue to unsubscribe to us and pay attention in the sense of like what's really going on, because they're gonna it's coming. It's going to be pushed. It's going to be inflated. We just need to know how to deal with it. But it's coming, and yeah, they may implement it and remove federal and give you all your money back, but like, you're going to be paying for it some way. So.
Absolutely.
With Scar saying Lion King, be prepared. Like,
nah, for real. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, even with TikTok, you know, people think, oh, thank you, Trump, for bringing you people. TikTok, for everybody that's using TikTok, y'all know who y'all are. The ones that are making millions of dollars. I know some of you. Okay. Y'all know y'all not getting taxed from TikTok the way that y'all should. They know this, right? They know this. Y'all don't think that Elon Musk's track record, he purchased X. Was that you? Was that me?
Yeah, this Apple thing thought I said their name.
Oh, okay. I was making sure it was me. But Elon Musk purchased X on purpose, right? Again, that social media propaganda, right? You purchase, just like Jeff Bezos purchasing the Washington Post, right? You control the newspapers, you control a major social media platform, you control things on TV, all of these different things, right? And y'all just think that they just gonna go, okay, TikTok is back up. First of all, from what I hear, you get back on TikTok. Since people got back on TikTok, it hasn't been the same. All right, they've added certain algorithms, certain things to block certain shit. Okay. And again, they only put a 75-day limit on this, right? So they're trying to figure out how to purchase it. Okay, but once they figure out how to purchase it and have control over it in the U.S., best believe they coming for that ass. They're gonna tax you. All right. Like, there's going to be like this. They're trying to control every single avenue here, people. And they're starting with the economy and certain things like that, but they're trying to control everyday things in our lives. They've already proposed, like with abortion, they're trying to actually have federally monitored pregnancies. Now, what is that? With some Handmaid's Tale shit? Okay.
Were they doing that in China?
Were they? Maybe. But China, I think it was the limit. Like you can only have.
That's what it was.
It was the limit, right? And that's why a lot of people fled because they, a lot of people fled because they wanted to have more children. That was the main reason why a lot of people fled China. But it was because China and India alone has more people combined in the world than so that's just crazy. But yeah, people, it's going to affect us. It's affecting us now. It's been affecting us. Yes, some might allude to Biden and it's starting with him sending money to the Ukraine. You're absolutely right. But Trump is also talking about sending money overseas to help certain countries. All right, y'all didn't anticipate that, right? Y'all thought he was going to continue to help the people here. America is a business.
Wait a minute, I ain't hear you. The American first president is sending money up.
Oh yeah. He's about to send money over. I think I forget the amount, but he's sending money overseas.
What? Why would he do that?
Just like Biden did, but just like most presidents, this is what they do, right? In some way, somehow, they have some type of foreign affairs where this particular country, provides provides something to the U.S., right? And we pay for it. All right. In most cases, it's oil, shit like that. Spices, all right, our everyday things. But yeah, this shit is going to affect it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And you brought up an analogy, and I'm gonna bring up another one for all the shout out to Amanda Seals because she brought this up before she went off IG. And now she's doing her own thing on another platform. For all y'all Star Wars fans out there.
Oh snap.
We are at the stage where they just elected Palpatine as the Supreme Chancellor. Okay. Clone Wars ain't started yet. All right, well, we're in the midst of that. We're not at the New Hope. There ain't no Luke Skywalker coming out of nowhere right now. We are far from that. This is Palpatine just got elected, and what did Palpatine do over those years in the Clone Wars? He manipulated this, he manipulated that, right? He was still slowly but surely recruiting Anakin to get him on his side, right? Because what do you need? You need an apprentice, you need a number two, i.e. Elon Musk. You need your own army and military. What did he do? He invented the clones, right? And now, I don't know how Trump gonna do that. There's a lot of black people, in the military, Latino people. So we gonna see how that's gonna go. But then you also need money, all right? And what did Palpatine do? He got control over all the banks within the galaxy. So he was able to fund, if y'all know Star Wars, remember at the end of Rise of Skywalker, he had the huge ass fleet and all that. That's how he was able to fund that. He got that money while he was the Supreme Chancellor. We are at that stage. Okay. Where and y'all know how long Star Wars is. We ain't even got to the bulk of the story, the good part of it. We ain't got to Empire Strikes Back yet and all that shit. We at freaking Attack of the Clones. We early in the story.
All
right, but now everybody about to go Star Wars. Oh yeah, let's go check Star Wars. Accommodate me. All right, shout
out to Rock with the strong Star Wars analogy.
Hey, appreciate it. And then this fool Trump, he's talking about banning this, banning that. All right, initially he said he was going to ban pretty much everything black. All right, Juneteenth, Black History, the Black Bible, the Black Book, the Black Cook, the Black whatever, everything black. All right, and also Pride Month. He was going to cancel Hispanic Heritage Month. All of these different months, right? That recognize and celebrate diversity and different things like that. Then I guess they kind of doubled down on that a little bit, right? And he proclaimed or put it in all of these events. First they paused them, then they said, okay, well, no, Black History is cool, so we'll Black History will stay. But still, other months like Women's History Month, again, Pride Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, even National Disability Employment Awareness Month, okay, are no longer being recognized, all right, which is just absolutely asinine. National Disability Employment, like, you got to be a cruel motherfucker to cancel Disability Month. Are you like, what? Like, I'm sorry, like, you got to be one cruel ass person to want to even say that out your mouth, that and that's an agenda. Like, yo, please, Devontae, like,
I mean, bro, like,
what in the hell, yo?
Like, I feel like bro speaks for himself, man. Like, he just ends up like, there's nothing this man is not going to do, like, in his administration, as he's trying to ban everything from the holidays to everything that he's doing. And I just think, like, I'm not surprised. Like, none of us should be surprised, but the people, once again, it's going to be the same thing that fits. Like, those who want to get it, they're going to get it until it starts affecting their little circles. The other ones who are not. My concern were like all the bans and the stuff that he's like implementing and trying to, the holidays he's trying to remove is of the latter. Playing devil's advocate a little bit as far as like the DEI initiatives being pulled that he's doing and things like that. For those who, you know, like we said, shout out to Costco and things like that. But like, when I think about the Targets and stuff who rolled back and because they boy Trump got him shook, right? I love how Tabitha Brown came out and said what she said and spoke her piece with it and said her 2 cents. And like, I just think that we're living in a double-edged sword where I do think we need to like see how we want to pivot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and here's what I'm getting at. Because there's a lot of black businesses who are not pulling out because that is the only place they can put their stuff. And I hope we were on the segment. I kind of like was tying it in there, so I was hoping like you there. My bad. Like,
no. You get,
because I've been wanting to get here, so I'm like, that clown, man. Because of what the current presidency is doing and what they've made people convince people of, when it comes to DEI, they're not going to really know what it affects until, once again, it starts going to hit them. But I just wanted to talk about in concern of black-owned businesses, and I'm of the latter, who are in these places where they pulled it, like the Targets, the Walmarts, and that. Because there's a lot of black-owned businesses who are not pulling out because it's been doing so good for them, and it's hard. And I think, like, and I'm not going to say a particular business I know, because I'm not going to put them out. I was told not to, and I was told to be nice. Because I was told to be nice. But, like, this business secured a massive grant with Target before all of this happened. And it's like, and it sucks now. And like, they're now in this thing. So I think for all of us, the reason I kind of segue here, and I'm sorry if I jumped in early, y'all, again, is really because I think it's on us as the people to find another way before boycotting. I think we still need to, because they need to feel it and understand our voices. But then it's like, how do we find the balance? That's where I want to present the question. Because, like, yeah, we pulled out, which I'm going to be honest, Devontae Suarez ain't pulling out of shit. I'm still going to Target. I don't got like Devontae, and I'll play devil's advocate. Y'all going to be mad at me. I'm still going to street Target. Because Target wasn't fucking with me anyway. So, like, but the products I support, they tend to be there. They pull those products, then I'm out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of look at it. I'm not telling people to get that mindset, but I'm still going up there. I still use up at Walmart, getting what we got to get, because I got a fucking routine. And until Rock throw this list out, I don't know where else the fuck I'm going right now. But like, I just think the latter, well, we got to start thinking about people. There's a lot of other businesses that can't pull out because they may have got $2.5 million grants through these businesses. And it's like, and it's not hush money, y'all. I'm not saying that, because this money was given way before this shit happened. So, but now it's like you walk away when that's your only needs as an entrepreneur to feed your family. So, so that's where I'm challenging us. Like, what's the best way? And before all the the revolutionary brothers come for me telling me I'm a sellout because you still gonna take the money and stuff like that, and you still gonna go to Target. I don't give a damn what y'all niggas think. I'm still gonna show up at that motherfucker.
So I don't think it's yeah. No, absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Listen, yeah, look, at this point, everybody, can really do what they feel.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Great point.
And to that point, yes. I'll say this. Yes, the point isn't to, we're not trying to, yes, you're right. There are a lot of black products within Walmart, within Target, that are available on Amazon, and those three in particular cut back on DEI programs, right? So nobody's saying don't purchase those black products and nothing like that. And yeah, I mean, shit, you can still go to Walmart. I'll admit, having to go in there to get a phone. Yeah, no, my mom needed a phone, and I went in there to get a phone. You can go in there, get a straight talk phone, be in and out. That's why I did it. Now, did I do any other shopping in there? No. Have I gone to no. And what we have noticed in my household is that after we stop shopping, it's kind of like, okay, like you don't even like notice that it's gone. I understand that some people like yourself have a routine, right? I get you. Yeah. But like for us, we've noticed like it doesn't really, like I haven't. Again, yeah, I would be a person to go to Walmart and maybe get some food, get some clothes, even get some products, sure. And then I'm like, well, I can go to Kroger. They support the, or I just cut back spending and realize like, okay, I was just kind of spending out of convenience. I was just kind of spending because it was there.
Yes.
Do I really need to spend? And now I'm noticing I don't need to really spend the money because I haven't had even the itch or the urge to go on Amazon and get something. And now that doesn't mean I stop shopping, but I'm shopping at individual black owned businesses online or this or that, or I'm going to. So, look, man, like
I like that though.
At this point, nobody's going to. I think what's important is honesty.
Yes.
Just like what we saw with like Snoop and Nelly and all of them, right? Like it's like you guys claim to be pro-black and support this and support that and do this and do that, and then all of a sudden we see you at a Trump inauguration event. It's like, whoa. So for you to come out and say, yeah, you know what, like I'm still supporting those black-owned businesses within those places, but I'm supporting those black-owned products and doing what I need to get there. That's understandable. Most black people are still doing that. I will say though, in response to that, we have the power. We still have the spending power. We still spend trillions of dollars all the time, each year on certain products. And I think this time more than ever is important to showcase that we have that power. We're not just going, y'all just not going, because here's the thing, Devontae, this is where it starts. As we know, they're starting with DEI.
Yeah.
It's going to be more that's added to it. It's not just going to be we just cutting back DEI program. Next is going to be we just not hiring black and brown people at all. Or next is going to be we're not going to sell black and brown products. It's only going to continue to escalate. And so that's why I think it's important for us to start now in showcasing that no, we don't have to go to your place to shop there. Again, if you still want to, fair. But I think that's why it's important now.
I like that though.
And so so I'll say that.
I like how you said that too, and I want to continue. You know what I'm saying? I can get it there. Freedom on the mind. Yeah. Freedom on the mind.
I like that.
Is that
a sticker? Where's that from?
Instrumental. Shout out to the homie Drew, Chicago Instrumental, black owned business in Chicago. Okay. I'll send my boy Rock the link. You know what I'm saying? The originator, I got the blur screen in the back, y'all, but the originator of rap minus hip hop equals lies t-shirt. Okay. But the reason I formed my question originally, and I love how you answered, because it is, you have to, it's higher learning now, and it's high level consciousness. So whatever we spend in that dollar, there is a level of conscience, because realistically, the system is the system, and it's been the system. My thing is, now that Target has showed us who they are, because I don't come back. That's the other end where I'm on. Like, I'm not going to, like, yeah, I may still go there. Like I said, Devontae gonna do what Devontae gonna do, but once again, with everybody, I'm gonna cash the check when your ass want to come back and be like, oh, we decided to bring back our DEI. No. Keep what you had over there. Like, because it don't work that way. Like, either you gonna stand 10 toes down when the shit hit the fan, or you not. And it's your business. You can do whatever you want to do, but like, just know that people gonna show up. Because for me, I've never supported, and I guess in a sense with my dollar I am, but what I mean, I've never supported anything Target's done. I just like the people who showed up in there. When having the Browns products in there, I have friends locally who've made it into Target, and I support that. Walmart, being in Tulsa, like in coastal Arizona, that's like the hub. You're going to see a ton of Walmart, so you can't really get too fast in that. But that speaks for themselves. But I do think where I'm excited, where you know you're going to go, is eventually like other options. I think we're going to look at, like possibly, or
there's a whole bunch of brands that we can start looking at. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. 95% of our problems, but absolutely.
I agree. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That's why I don't blame them. I just like, well. I just think, but I love what Roc. One thing I want to point out once again, what you said, I think it's just high conscious of buying. Whatever you do, just like, you don't have to support it heavy like that. But I'm like, am I giving all my dollar? I think that's where it's like the high learning or high conscious spending. I'm sorry, spending. Not,
I mean, bro. Like in some cases, like we're already boxed in a corner in a lot of cases, right? They've made it so that yes, every neighborhood has a fucking McDonald's and a check cashing and a, like that's in most black neighborhoods, right? Like they've created that environment for us to then where the only place you can really go shop is a Walmart, is a Target, right? And then a lot of us don't have cars, a lot of us don't drive. So you're stuck in that. So that's all people know. So they, again, I was just in Baltimore this last weekend. Yeah, there was still a lot of black people, especially going to Walmart. But I know that city and know that that's pretty much the only place that they can really go.
Pretty much. That's why I said don't bring y'all asses back. If you leave, you leave. Don't come back. like if Target left, cool, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Don't come back. Like it's just us making that, and that's how I stand on it. I think it's like same with, I mean, Walmart wasn't really for us anyway. Like, I mean,
right. I mean, we already know that they just want our dollars, and that's why it's important to watch where we spend. We know what it is again, but I understand in some cases, a lot of us don't have a choice. Like Walmart's right across the street. I don't have a car to go to a Wegmans or a Kroger down, and that's out in the county. Sometimes you may not have a choice, and that's also understandable. But at this point though, right now, we definitely need to be more mindful than ever at this point, because they're only going to start again chipping away at more. They're just going to keep coming. It ain't just DI is just the start. It's just the start.
It is.
People.
Costco card, y'all. I still got my Costco card.
Right. It is still Black History Month, all right, and it will forever be Black History, all right, because Black History is our history. Again, people, follow us on IG. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and Twitch right now. Of course, we got to get to the biggest news. I think that was heard around the world. That team that Devontae has on his hat.
What team? Wait.
That team. I think they call them the Minneapolis Lakers. No, I'm joking.
Don't be disrespectful. That's the shit I'm talking about. And they wonder why black on black crime exists. You see this shit? I'm over here minding my business.
No, the Los Angeles Lakers. Shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers, man. They pulled off a huge trade. Okay, 612. What's that? Where's that at?
Look, what you know? Like, wait, hold on now.
Where's?
Look, hold on now. Wait, who that?
Right.
Look, wait, hold on. That's Minnesota.
Oh, that's okay. Shout out. Yeah. I mean, technically, I did start there. I'm just saying. But no, y'all put off one of the biggest trades, and we'll get to some of the biggest trades again since 2000. But this is huge. You guys got Luka Doncic. My man changed his profile pic on IG. If y'all ain't peeped that, go look at it. All right, it is Luka.
You changed the pic
right now. And yeah, Luka is a Laker. Anthony Davis went to the Dallas Mavericks, okay, alongside Max Christie, and I forgot who the Lakers also got other than Luka. But yeah, just a huge move. Again, Luka's 25 years old, so everybody, and just took them to the finals. So everybody's like, what the hell is going on? Yes, we all, I think Mavs fans are asking for the Mavs to be investigated right now. Because yeah, they nah, we want our season ticket money back. Like it's a whole I haven't seen this type of NBA since like LeBron left Cleveland and people was burning his jerseys in the streets and all that craziness, right? Like this is huge.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, of course. And there's a lot of opinion who won the trade and this and that. Look, I will let Devontae have the floor because this is all about LA right now. But I will say this. I think the Mavs, if look, you can't replace Luka's production. He got them to the finals. So I don't know how Anthony Davis and Kyrie and Clay are going to now. They're all talented. They're all champions. And so but I just think like that Kyrie, Clay, and AD would have been nice 5 years ago. Now, so we're gonna see if AD can replace that production. So I think for the Mavs especially, this trade works now. I think AD fits right, and he wanted to be a 4. Mm-hmm. That's what he complained to the Lakers about initially, right? We need a big man, we need a 5, because that's what they had when they won the championship in the bubble. They had a Dwight Howard and a JaVale McGee to go alongside Anthony Davis. And he got what he wanted just in Dallas, right? He got Lively and Gafford, who are big time big men. So they got the perfect starting 5 right now in Dallas. Kyrie, the Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and then Lively or Gafford. You can sub either one of them out.
Yeah.
And of course for LA, this is about the future. Now, who are they going to put together with? Look, I'm hearing Zion. I've been hearing the only big man, 2 big men that make sense to me is Miles Turner, 3 rather. Miles Turner, Zion, a healthy and productive Zion, and Joel Embiid, who does not want to be in Philly anymore. People,
no, we don't want him in LA.
Look,
we don't want him in LA.
If he's healthy, y'all don't want. If he can be healthy,
I don't want him.
All right. Well,
I don't want him.
We gonna see. So please, who? Because the Lakers get y'all ain't done. Y'all gotta get some.
No, they ain't done. I mean,
So what's up? Talk to me. What's?
So first of all, there's 2 ways I wanna say this. Who won the trade? Both teams won the trade. Period.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
Both teams won the trade. And who overall will win the trade? That's some history will tell, because the Mavs can win 5 titles and the Lakers win 1. So by my standard, the Mavs will win the trade. But until a title is whoever ends up with the most titles since this trade, that is the winner. I'm not going to say who wins a title wins it. I would say who ends up winning the most. In the end, I'm going to start with the first acknowledgement. Now all y'all can shut up. The Lakers won with the Pelicans trade again, twice. They won a title out of it, and they got Luka out of it. The next thing, all y'all people out here kissing the Mavs. That's a good team. I like that team because I love AD. That is my boy. It took a lot to put this hat back on. I was not happy with this trade. I'm not going to sit up here and act like, and there's nothing against Luka. It's Luka. I get it. Right. I completely get the trade, and I'm going to get into that. I do not like the fact that we had to give up AD. When AD is defensively, he's looking like old AD. He's been getting back to where he's at, and all you have to do was go get a big. But the reality is, would it have paid off? We don't know. We truly don't know, because they needed a big and they needed a point guard. I knew Dennis Schroeder would come back on the market. I just thought you needed to get Dennis Schroeder back, Robert Williams, AD, and then hopefully. Still don't know where Christian Wood is at. He don't even know where he at anymore. Like, I don't know. But with Vando back, I thought it was going to be great. But the Lakers are going to be okay. But I'm happy for AD. I hope to really run into Anthony Davis because I have so much gratitude for him and what he's did for the Lakers. And I just hate to see him go because I wanted him to retire. He's been my favorite player since he came out of college. He's one of them. And I really wanted him to retire a Laker. Now, with that said, LeBron fans, you're on the clock. I am so happy to get rid of you motherfuckers. I am so happy. And with this one trade, goodbye, LeBron. Goodbye to your fan base. Goodbye to everything. I got my team back. So I can't be mad. I don't got to deal with a LeBron. I got one more year with y'all. I hope y'all don't re-sign for the summer. I hope you motherfuckers leave and don't come back. I'm very grateful for you, Bron. It's not about you. It's about your fan base. You know what I'm saying? Lakers fan base is already enough. They already enough. And I got to put up with my brothers in the fan base. But then when you added y'all motherfuckers in the mix, oh my God, it was the most annoying years of my life. And it is coming to the end. I can enjoy my team again. I can enjoy the Lakers again because LeBron fans are leaving. And you know how they're leaving? Look how Rock, he's all, yeah, your team. He didn't say his team because he know he's done. He got to ride out until the sunset.
I don't have no NBA. I do. The Wizards. That's just because I'm local. But the Wizards are my team is local.
No, it don't matter. Y'all gone. This is it. Leave. This is great. And with this being said, let me say this. Y'all are about to witness the greatness of LeBron James, if you have not witnessed. And here's what I'm about to tell you. Luka Doncic ain't got that much of a condition issue. He got a free throw fucking issue. Like, let's talk about that. He got a free throw issue. And my thing is this. If LeBron James, and I told Rock this beginning, if he wins a title within his 2 years with his son, like, yes, leave. And it's no disrespect. I love Bron, but I'm tired of LeBron James fans. I already got, if you don't like the Lakers, and you got to think about Laker fan bases, like the fan base in general, now add LeBron fans in there, and add a reasonable, sensible ass fan like myself, I'm like, but all y'all shut the fuck up so I can just enjoy the game. Like, God.
Wait, let me ask you this though. Hold up. Let me ask.
Here they go. Here he go.
No. This is look, LeBron to me, for one, I consider him number 2. I don't put him ahead of Jordan, like a lot of LeBron fans do. Yeah. But I have mine is Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Kareem.
Yeah, Kobe.
I love Kobe, but that's mine.
Yeah, I heard you, Kobe.
I don't have him number 1, like like most LeBron fans do. But my thing is, what were LeBron fans like? What were they saying? What were they trying to say? He's the greatest LA Laker ever, or some shit?
No,
I damn sure wasn't saying. I would never say that. That's either Kobe or Magic.
The problem with LeBron fans, here's what I'm gonna tell you, it's the same fucking problem with Laker fans. A lot of Laker fans, just like LeBron, y'all have the most realistic expectations for shit, and y'all don't want to and that's just the shit is so and this is where it ties into AD. Everybody fucking acting like the Mavericks is the greatest team, but when AD was just with us a day ago, the Lakers weren't shit. But now all of a sudden, Anthony Davis is old Anthony Davis again, and it's like, and a part of that is the LeBron James effect. But then again, too, LeBron is like this is where Bron is problematic. I'm not mad at him for wanting to win, but it's that bullshit he did this summer. Oh yeah, I'm willing to take a pay cut, and he lowered it for a few days. He wasn't taking no motherfucking pay cut. He knew he wasn't gonna take no pay. And I'm not mad at Bron. Get your fucking money. Like, I'm not mad at it. But you got your son on the team, and I'm not gonna argue Bronny should be there, he shouldn't be there. I really don't care. I think it's a great moment. But where the Bron fans they're unrealistic like Laker fans. Laker fans look at every fucking body. Oh, we getting Giannis next. How right now? LeBron about to leave, we gonna get this. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's like every fucking star I saw somebody on Bleacher Report. I told y'all we was gonna get Luka. Motherfucker, you didn't know we was gonna get Luka.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw that. Luka even be like, I always thought about it because he would want to come to LA. He fits for LA.
Right. I was about to say, if it was going to happen, it would have been in free agency, not a trade, not mid-season. Hell no.
Exactly. And my thing is with Laker fans and LeBron fans, they're so fucking That's what happened with fucking Russell Westbrook. Yes, I get Russ didn't ball out and do all that, but I think when you didn't give like Laker fans alone, they don't. We've always been bad. It's the fact. I am a Laker fan. I'm not arguing that. These motherfuckers like have the most unrealistic expectations, and I'm like, let's build a fucking team. No, we win fucking championships. Yes, 20 years ago, people. 20 fucking years ago, Kobe is gone. I cry every year of his death. I cried like a baby. My wife will tell you that was my dog. That was my dog. I'm mourning Kobe.
That's still sad. That's still
sad as hell. And I've been waiting for somebody to replace him. And it's nothing against LeBron. I am grateful for LeBron because what he did, no Laker fan really want to acknowledge. He got us through the grief of fucking Kobe Bryant in those dark Laker years.
Yeah, and that championship still counts, people.
That championship counts as hell.
It counts.
It counts. Him and AD, I am forever grateful for. Because the reality is, if LeBron never would have fucking showed up, maybe we would have got somebody, maybe we wouldn't have. But it would have been some sad ass years that we were still relevant enough because LeBron James. So my leave is no knock on him. It is just a knock on that we need to move past. And it's hard for me to say this, Kobe. We need to move past LeBron. And it's like, this is the best that we can do. And I'm not still ready to accept it because even how we're going to talk about the biggest trades in the world, I already know what I'm going to say mine is because I know what it meant to me. But like, the reality is, like, the Lakers have not been relevant if LeBron James was not in a Laker uniform.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. LeBron was the bridge between Kobe and now who was going to be the next superstar that you guys got, and now it's Luka. And it was a good bridge. I mean, again, for everybody dismissing the bubble championship, first of all, again, all the teams were playing. Most of them were participating. All right. Everybody was still competing. All right. If the Heat won, y'all would, the Heat won and the Butler beat LeBron and No, that was people hating on LeBron simply, saying, the bubble doesn't count. Everybody was competing. The bubble counted. And so that's still a championship. And not for nothing, they weren't the cause of the bubble. It was the freaking pandemic. Like everything that was going on. It wasn't like the NBA said, we're going to just all of a sudden play in a bubble in Orlando. It was like, can we get back to playing? But this is how we have to do it. What the hell? Like people are just ignorant for that.
Let me say this because you just pointed it out to me. Luka's picture that you just showed me, change. Who does that? Who changed their picture like that all the time? Think about it. Who goes zero dark with they profile and change their picture? And that's what I'm people. So LeBron James, one thing I've learned to appreciate the greatness of LeBron James that some people are not, because I love the genius, the mad genius that was Kobe. LeBron James, if he chooses to commit this 1-2 years that whatever he got left and just like develop Luka, because that's been Luka's problem. And I know people are like, he got Kyrie. Once Dirk left, Luka didn't have a vet like that. And I'm not saying he didn't have Kyrie. Outside of like just certain people, because Luka has been playing like straight up like since 16 years old. So like, I just think like sit under LeBron James, the person who at 40, there's nobody who conditions themselves better. Let's talk about it. At 40, did you see what this man did to the Knicks? So I don't want to hear LeBron.
He puts $2 million a year in his body. Make sure his body's good. Yeah.
You could put Jordan 1, you could put Bron 1. It doesn't matter. I mean, Kobe number 8 and Kobe 24 is always going to be my number 1, and 2. But like at the end of the day, LeBron James is the greatest player that we're going to see since whoever takes that torch. Because right now, none of these motherfuckers are worthy to even like.
Yeah, but having it now, let's see who they get to pair up with Luka, because Boston still got Tatum and Brown, right? And of course, we all know LA, Boston, that's the rivalry, right? So Boston, they got Tatum and Brown. Who y'all gonna pair up with Luka to go against Boston, right? And that rivalry soon should be renewed, especially if those guys stay and they pretty much keep that team. It's going to be intriguing, and I think though this is what the league needs. And also somebody pointed out the fact that Luka lost all that money is also what the league needed, because I think the league was tired of giving out fucking super maxes.
Talk about it.
With nobody to, and that was kind of the loophole. And I think you're going to see more of those big time trades that happen like that with guys who are about to you know, other than the untouchable guys, right? The guys who have already won a championship, like the Joker and Giannis, and Tatum and Brown, who they already got paid. None of those other guys, Curry, no, they're not going to move Curry, you know, because Curry's pretty much at the end of his career anyway. Everybody else is fair game, especially if you haven't won a championship and you up for that Supermax. Everybody's fair game. Y'all just seen what the league did. That was a message that they see.
There's only 3 untouchables in the league, people. It's not that. It's never been that hard. It's Steph Curry, Jokic, and LeBron James. Giannis, yes, right now, but I don't see them.
Giannis would leave.
Giannis would leave.
Like he would get frustrated and leave.
Yeah, but like LeBron 40 and untouchable. The Lakers they know damn well they ain't gonna trade LeBron.
Yeah, and no, I think to your point, yeah, LeBron's gonna mentor Luka. He's going to be. It's just who are they gonna now get with him? But of course, I think LeBron is that perfect middle piece for this team. It just depends on the big men that they get. Yes, I think they should go get either or the guy from Utah, Kessler. I think they're talking
Kessler
about
would be a great fit. Kessler. Yeah. If I had a perfect pick, my perfect 3 picks for the Lakers to get. I love Kessler. It's not going to happen because Danny Ainge. I would be surprised by Thursday because that's what they have to if they get Kessler. I think it'll be a low-level pick. My dream pick is in Miami, Khalil Ware. I think he's the perfect. That kid is the perfect fit. I wanted the Lakers to draft him, but he was not on the board long enough. But Khalil Ware in Miami, he's great. He's under Bam. And my third is a sleeper. There's this kid. I'm gonna do a double. It's gonna be Robert Williams in Portland. But there's a kid, the kid from Gonzaga. He is in Portland too, and he can shoot the 3. Okay. I prefer a 2-way big to replace Anthony Davis. And I'm glad you segued to this. You need to get either a young 2-way big who's going to sit there for a while, or you need to get like just a straight defensive-minded big man. I prefer a 2-way. Because that is the only way you're going to replace AD. Because that is going to be – because that Dallas, going back to Dallas, you had Gafford, who's like number 10. And when you look at defensive efficiency, he's in the top 20 at least. AD top 20. And then Lively, so you got to battle that 3-headed monster. But, I think Kessler is the dream pick. But I just don't like him offensively. So
Yeah. They're talking Kessler, Miles Turner. Speaking of Miami, it would be nice if they could get Bam.
That's my dream.
That would be, that Bam in LA with Luka, that would be, and then you put some shooters around them. That would be. That would be tough.
In Miami. Bam ain't in Miami.
Right? No, Pat Riley's not sending Bam to LA to help LeBron. Hell no.
Bam untouchable. Bam now with the Jimmy situation, I forgot Bam is untouchable. Ain't nobody getting Bam.
Now, if Vegas get a team, you know Bam's going there, but that's for another reason. Shout out to Bam.
That's my favorite cup. I see you, Bam.
Shout out to Angel Wilson. South Carolina acknowledging her over the weekend. Shout out.
Yeah, the GOAT.
But yeah, and speaking of just so real quick, before we get to the other big LA news that I know Devontae wants to get to as well. We have some other trades that happen. Of course, De'Aaron Fox. He's not going to be wearing 5. He's actually going to be wearing the number 4. Because that was the jersey number that his wife wore when she played in college basketball. So he is now with Wemby. Him and Wemby is going to be crazy. And I'm glad the league is getting back to the 1-2 punch. You know, of course, everybody wants to blame LeBron for the big 3, but we all know the big 3 actually started in Boston with the Celtics. But anyway, in 08, the team that went up against y'all in 08, 09, that was a big 3 that came together. That was the initial first big 3, in my opinion. But anyway, I know some people about to comment and we're about to have a long conversation. But I'm glad the league is getting back to the Jordan Pippen, the Magic Kareem, the Shaq and Kobe. I'm glad we're getting back to that and not you got to have 3 or 4 guys to try to win a championship. And not for nothing, we just seen examples of that over the last few championships, right? Boston did it with 2 guys primarily, even though they have a squad. They, Tatum and Brown are the guys. Jokic and Murray did it with Denver. Giannis and Middleton or Drew, whichever one you want to say, did it in Milwaukee. So we got that more and more, even with LeBron and AD in the bubble, right? You saw that as well. And so I'm just glad we're getting back to the 1-2 punch more. So De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, that's about to be insane over the next decade. That if they put shooters around those guys, Woo! Yeah, and Wemby's just getting better, and he's gonna get stronger. That's gonna be. And De'Aaron Fox, the Lakers should have drafted over Lonzo Ball, but that's another.
That's who I wanted over Luka. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Luka, but I was hoping the Lakers would put De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. And then the WNBA, shout out to the WNBA. They had a lot of trades, a lot of movement that happened as well. The Sparks, y'all got Kelsey Plum.
Yes, let's go.
So that's y'all got her, Cameron Beck, Rika Jackson. Y'all got a squad out there. Phoenix got Alyssa Thompson.
That right there. What's shorty name?
Salaby.
Yeah, Sully Baby or something like that.
Yeah. They got her as well. What we got? It was for. Oh, thank you. 4. Yeah, they had 4 going against your squad, going against you and Gasol.
And couldn't get the sweep. And couldn't
but
get
the they want to say LeBron had the first big. Please. Anyway, thank you for that, Chief. But yeah, Phoenix got stronger. Of course, the Dallas Wings, they about to get Paige Beckers, and then they got a whole bunch of new talent as well. Everybody going to Indiana. Everybody saw Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston. Now all of a sudden, everybody want to be in Indiana. But the Fever are going to have a squad too. Of course, Drew Lloyd is now going to be with the Aces with Asia Wilson and Chelsea Gray. So that's going to be huge. So yeah, WNBA, definitely, across the board, the talent there's a lot more stronger teams this year. And of course, that's as a result of last year, right? Last year was the biggest year for the WNBA for a multitude of reasons, but primarily, because, in my opinion, because they've always had talented stars, and yes, there was more recognition on the league, but the talent was already there. Asia Wilson is the best basketball player in the world. The talent was already there. And so last year with, all the college players coming in, and then the future college players that are gearing up to come in, again, we're getting Paige Beckers, and the next year we're going to get Juju. And I know Devontae, he's hoping that the Sparks get this number 1 pick. And that would be clutch. That would be awesome.
I think they're going to have to trade for it.
Yeah, Juju in LA, that would be, like, she can't end up with the Mystics or something. Like, that would be cool.
Bro.
She got to be in LA. She got to be in LA. Is she from LA, right? Is she from LA? She gotta be. I was upset like when Angel Reese went to Chicago instead of the Mystics. I just thought because she's from Baltimore, I thought that would have been tight. That's important too.
No, she should have been in LA. That's who should have been in fucking LA. I don't know how you don't draft Angel Reese.
No, that's true. Yeah, because they took Cameron Beck over her, right? Yeah. But that makes sense because they were thinking of fan base, and Cameron Beck went to Stanford. So, But yeah, shout out to the WNBA. A lot of big moves. They're going to have another great year coming, and shout out to their new team as well, Golden State Valkyries. So shout out to the WNBA. A lot of big movement, a lot of big things happening. And speaking of a lot of big movement, a lot of big things happening, shout out to your guy, all right, Kendrick winning 5. All right, he took 5 of them.
That's a Grammy for every wop, not fucking mouth.
Mind you, just months ago, black people boycott the grant. Now the Kendrick one is we good now. We
good now. Don't worry, y'all will be back at Walmart.
All right, black people.
Kendrick do a concert at Walmart. They'll show up.
And then Queen B, Beyonce also finally won Album of the Year. She won Country Album of the Year, and then she finally won Album of the Year. Look, I'm gonna let you cook. I know you gonna get to your boy, not like us. I get it. I'm gonna let you cook. But for me, the biggest takeaway, I'm not surprised at Kendrick because Grammys already showed that they love Kendrick. He's been winning awards at the Grammys,
22
for a minute.
22 Grammys.
Yeah, he's been winning awards at the so Grammys already love Kendrick. So the record was huge. So that was inevitable. I am surprised that I think a few like the song of the year or the record, because normally I just go to some random white person. But nevertheless, congratulations to him. The surprise though, in it's kind of like it's cool, but it's not. It's like with Beyonce. Like, come on, yo. Mm-hmm. She's dropped, and I don't listen to every Beyonce album, but from what I do know, she's dropped classic albums that were nominated for Grammys and specifically Album of the Years. And Adele or a Taylor Swift was up that year and they gave it to, and now the fact that she has to go to country to win the Album of the Year, I just think that's kind of corny on the Grammys part. Great to acknowledge her, but I just think like this is just like them saying, all right, you know, we know we owed you, so here you go, type of thing. Yeah, you know, that part to me was just kind of whack. But again, shout out to Queen, like, you know, she deserved it a while ago. Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, so but yeah, so I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook. All right.
Well, I mean, I've not, like, you talk about boycott. I've not watched the Grammys. I just watched the Grammy results.
Yeah, I don't watch
them.
I don't watch them.
Watch the Grammys again because I just think it's the Grammys. The award itself has integrity. I just think the award process is BS sometimes.
Right.
But and Beyonce is the prime example of that. Beyonce should have Album of the Year
at least twice. At least twice by now. At least twice.
When she didn't get it for, I think, Lemonade and Black is King, I just said, y'all don't care.
And everybody was hyped. Like, everybody thought she was gonna get it at least for Lemonade. Yeah, like, everybody. Or in what was the Renaissance? I think was the last one.
Renaissance. Yeah. Like that. Y'all don't care. Beyonce's convenient for y'all. So the next thing I'll say, as far as like, shout out to Doechii because Doechii did her album was the hip hop album. Doechii dropped the classic album.
Rhapsody, I think won.
Rhapsody finally.
Yep. Shout out to Rhapsody as well. Yep.
And so yeah, it was a good. To me, it was seems like one of the best Grammys. Some of the performances I saw. As far as in terms of Kendrick, like that, like this is where I get livid is because like Kendrick is that good of an artist. And it's like he didn't need the Drake thing to win him. I'm happy that he got him because I want him to break the hip hop Grammy record. He only needs like 3 to 4 more, and he can break it. And I've been wanting him to do that since he first came out. It was like a goal. So to see Kendrick do his thing, I think the highlight is when, you know what I'm saying, you see the Grammy people all saying A minor was hilarious. And I just think I mean, man, Kendrick is going to go down in history for making one of the greatest commercialized diss songs ever. Like because it is. It's not the greatest diss song. Ether is still the greatest diss song I've ever heard. Because it's like that's just me.
I'm gonna go with No Vaseline.
No Vaseline, and I Love You.
That was brutal.
No Vaseline was brutal, but it's just something about when you sit down and all I heard is fuck Jay-Z. I was like,
right, yeah, no, for real, no.
Like I was like, but No Vaseline. You can pick one or two. Flip a coin for either one of those. To me, they're like 1 or 2.
Nas and Jay, the backstory made it like because we all, you know, that's what made it. You remember when
Ether? We ain't even got to the trade for it, but you remember you talking about trades? Ether was the Luka Doncic trade when you remember Rock when Ether dropped. We were like,
he dropped that shit on his birthday,
bro. Like it was not like us, like ish. It was just like. It came out of no. I remember when Ether, because I thought Jay had it locked. I thought, and I wasn't even. I'm a Nas fan. I was like, oh, Jay gonna get this one. Fuck Jay-Z. I was like, oh. But anyway, shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to the West Coast. He's on a great run. Yeah. Absolutely. And honestly, shout out to Drake. People gonna be like, wait, why are you shouting Drake out? Because at the end of the day, like, if you wouldn't have responded, we wouldn't have this. And I'm interested to see how he bounces back. Because I was trying to tell somebody, I don't think the culture, because Drake has never been for the culture, in my opinion, but I think Drake is important to hip hop, y'all. Let's not act like Drake ain't Drake. But Kendrick, right now, you're up. I'm loving it. Stop playing. Give us the actual album, because I know GNX is not the album.
And speaking of albums and Drake, real quick, just a quick question I'm throwing out.
Yeah,
quick question, quick thought. Do we think that he might drop a surprise album either Friday or actually on Sunday, the night of the Super Bowl?
If I was Drake,
I think he might.
I'll drop a diss track on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think the minute
he get up there.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
But yeah, and look, not for nothing. To your point, I think there's still of course, a lot of Drake fans, even within the U.S. Because Drake wasn't just hip hop for a lot of people. He was also R&B. He was also pop. He was diverse in that sense of music, and a lot of people can appreciate that. As far as hip hop culture, no, solely was he more so than a Kendrick or a Cole. No, you're absolutely right about that. But yeah, I think he might. I think he might drop, like you said, shit. He might drop another. He might try to set it off. I don't know. But I think there's no way he can remain quiet. It's no way. I think they just saw him in Australia. He's doing a tour saying pretty much like he's good. Like it's not really. Dude,
realistic, he shouldn't. Personally, he shouldn't.
He shouldn't. He should let it go.
Petty me. Are we talking? Well, I guess in reality, this is where the battle is at now. He should just leave it alone.
He should let it go. He should let it go.
It would not surprise me. I do not think he will. I think Drake will just let it go. I think he's kind of over it at this point, and he's just gonna keep doing his troll stuff.
And that's why I'm saying album though. Diss track. No, I think
album. But that
people
is
be like, because then people, especially if you drop one that's 20 tracks, then people got to listen to it, dissect it the whole weekend. You know what I mean? Like that's different than just a diss track. No.
So you're talking about the day of the Super Bowl or the week, just this weekend?
Well, normally albums drop on Friday. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm sure he can drop whenever.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if that man drops an album anytime this week, he will be destroyed by Kendrick. Like, because he's purposely doing it. And I just think, matter of fact, I take that back. I don't even think Kenny gonna move like that because they're back to doing subliminals now. I think.
Yeah, and at this point, he's up. He's got the Super Bowl coming. He just won fight, about to go on tour. I mean, I don't think though. I think it would just be an album. I don't think. Yeah, he might. Sure, it's Drake. He, just like with the verse we saw where he, said, "Oh, y'all show up to the concert," talking about LeBron and all of them. Shit, y'all show up to the concert. Da 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 da. Y'all supposed to be mom. Yeah, he drops those subliminals. I don't think it would be a straight up diss track on an album or something like that. Sure, there'll be subliminals, but I think he. Yeah, I could see him dropping an album. I could see that. And, just try to distract people from the moment. Hold up, is dropping.
Drake is dropping a new album with PNP. Oh, so there you go.
Yeah, this is confirmed, Gary. This is
if Gary usually say it. Like sometimes Gary, he tapped in when Gary say it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Party next door. Yeah. That was already in the works. Yeah,
that was already in the works. So that
was already in the works.
That makes sense.
So yeah. That does make sense. We'll
he about to shoot off a bunch of subliminals then, because that's his lane. He can do that sad music lane.
Right.
And PND, I like even though Kendrick hurt me when he's a party at the party playing with his nose down. I was like, I like Party Next Door.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody Black who won an Grammy, and shout out to everybody Black who is nominated for Oscars. All right, we got Zoe Zaldana's nominated. We got another. We got Cynthia Nuevo nominated. We got Coleman Domingo's nominated. All right. Shout out to everybody Black. A couple people who Denzel didn't get nominated for Gladiator 2, but it's to be expected. He already got 2, should have more. Biggest snub to me was Origin, the movie Origin by Ava DuVernay. Even though it came out early in 2024, that was a big snub.
That's a good movie.
Ajane Ellis should have been nominated. The film should have got something, writing something. But yeah, shout out to again everybody Black who's nominated for an Oscar, and I think that's the first weekend in March, right? I think March 2nd is the Oscars. Yeah, I don't know, like where film, well, really where awards is going right now too. It's I don't know. It's kind of like I still go back to I think we just need our own.
I agree.
I think we just need our own, because it's still hard to say, all right, like, shout out to the Grammys for finally acknowledging me, like, when y'all should have been, with the Oscars, right? It's only 5 Black people who are nominated.
Mm-hmm.
Oscars got multiple categories, multiple nominees per category. And we're still only seeing 5 out of all of the films that's created, whether they're independent, whether they came out on Netflix, Hulu, or or box office films. They only still see 5. Just the underrepresentation that Black people have in these spaces is still a crime, because that insinuates that we're not as talented either. How do you feel about that, Beyonce?
Just like the Grammys, like I don't. I've not watched it in years. I think when we first started working on this together, the podcast, and I tapped in to the one last year's, and I just was like, yeah. And it's only being because it is really, they don't support us, and it's like, it's not because, like, I love film. I love a great film, but like. It's like, I can go to Target and control what I can buy, but I cannot control what you put in front of my eyes and what you try to sell me is like the greatest film in the world when I know it's not. Because I watched Emilia Perez and I'm not impressed. It great acting. That part I was. Everybody killed it acting wise, but like
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I'm not impressed, and like. But petty question that I just thought about, like, Marvel announced by bringing Jonathan Majors back. Is that the equivalent of if Target would do a 360 and say they're back with DEI?
Yes, that is. And if I'm Jonathan Majors, I tell them, hell no.
Yes. No.
First of all, they've already changed the storyline. They've already brought in Dr. Doom. So there's no, and no, y'all gave up on me. So, as quickly as y'all did. No. And this is what John Boyega was talking about with Disney in particular, when he was on Star Wars, and how they turned their back on him. Because people were coming at him for being a Black lead in a Star Wars film. And Disney really didn't back him the way that they should. No. And he said he would never do Disney movies again. Or at least not, associated with, but but yeah, no. If I'm Jonathan Majors, no, I wouldn't even entertain that. As much as I'm sure it'd probably be a big payday, which he may need. I don't know the man's financial situation, but if I still wouldn't. He's still a great actor. He will get work. So. No, team up again. This is why this Black collectives. This is why we need to be producing and developing our own projects later. Because again, we all want to be part of it, but they can easily just fire you just off of allegations and and shit like that. So, and then move on, and then all of a sudden just try to bring you back. Nah, I get it, the whole image thing, but no, like y'all gave up on me. I'm moving on. Like I'm not sticking around. Absolutely not.
Fair. Let that be a lesson, Target, Walmart. Don't come back. Back then didn't want us. Now we hot. Y'all the phones.
Right. Who? Mike John. But anyway, people. So our real MC, we got a little bit into it with our real MCs with the Oscars talk, but this edition of the Real, we're going to talk sports, okay? As so we're going to give our top 10 biggest trades in the NBA over the.
He got it right, y'all. He got it right this time.
Oh shit. Okay, so my Stevens A list is on point this time. All right, cool.
Yeah,
right,
I don't like the order, but you got it right. You got it right.
Okay, yeah, and that's why I said no order. No, this ain't.
Okay.
I didn't rank them. Yeah, no. This ain't a ranking thing. So first we got Gasol to the Lakers. I think one of the biggest impactful trades, especially in y'all's history, other than of course y'all got Kareem in the 70s, right? But again, this is since 2000, Yeah, since 2000. So the last 25 years, which is crazy that 2000 is now 25 years ago.
That's crazy, bro.
Jeez, that shit is. We were just talking about it, how like we were all just with the Y2 scare and they about to go off as soon as the ball dropped. Like that feels like yesterday now. But so Gasol to me, which I'm sure you can appreciate because you know
I love Powell. I love Powell.
Yeah. Who's next? We got Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett to the Celtics. Now,
my most hated trade.
Yeah, I think those were like kind of signing trades. But nevertheless, they were still big and impactful. Got them one title, but then they lost to y'all in the next one. So y'all got them back. Y'all did get them back, which is, you know.
Yeah, because that's what we do. But I just want to say, Kevin Garnett was one of my favorite players. He put that Celtic jersey on. It broke my heart. It broke my heart.
Yeah, I mean, but Minnesota, they, you know, like after all those years, y'all couldn't put a team around them. At some point, I want to win a chip. Chris Paul, even though, you know, he's, you know, I could take or leave Chris Paul, but Chris Paul to the Clippers did turn that franchise around. The Clippers were not relevant before Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Lob City era. As much as it was ultimately a disappointment, that really put them in the light of where they are now, right? Getting a new arena and having a billionaire own. Nobody was looking at even owning the freaking Clippers, right? Like that was one of the teams that was possibly them or Sacramento that was going to get moved to Vegas before that. So, you know, as far as Chris Paul and those guys' impact, that was huge. So that was a huge trade. Especially after the first LA trade got vetoed, but you know that's neither here nor there.
This is reparations for that trade, though.
No, for real. For real. McGrady to Houston to play with Yao Ming. I think that was also a big trade, even though it didn't do anything. You know, they didn't win a chip. They didn't really make any noise in the playoffs. That was still big. Yao Ming was huge for. Just the culture and the NBA expanding internationally. Of course, everybody looks at the Olympics in '92. You're absolutely right, and Michael Jordan, you know, but you still need international players. You still need international figures, and Yao Ming was that for the league. And Tracy McGrady, yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't consider him a top all-time shooting guard, but I know a lot of people do. I know he's a Hall of Famer. But I still think that was, you know, an impactful trade.
Here's a comment that may not age well. That's how I look at the Wembley and the Aaron Fox trade.
Okay. I think though they can get a chip. I really think.
Is Pop still the coach?
Maybe not, but. Wembley is going
to be great.
Because you can't. He has the height, he has the length, and he's actually skilled. It's not. This ain't.
I agree.
You know, like the big men that we've seen, the big lanky, big men that we've seen that like they were just tall and lanky. They were just there to just stand there. This guy has skills. Like he can ball. So, but yeah.
Here's why I'm just going to disagree. The culture that is in the Spurs is all because of Pop.
Sure.
Once Pop leaves, what does that culture look like?
Sure, that's like the Patriots with Belichick. Yeah,
and I'm not saying, and I think that's what hurts that culture.
Right. You know, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah, so that's all I'm saying.
Carmelo to the Knicks. All right.
Man, I thought that was gonna feed families for years. I was like, man, Knicks about to win like 20 of them things.
No, I had the opposite. I was like, Knicks, what are you doing? Because if y'all recall, they were actually balling with Amari Stoudemire. They had a squad, and then when he got there, it fucked it up. I think they were. Everybody was talking like conference finals for them that year. I think they made it to the semifinal, the Final Four in the East, and they lost, I think, to Miami or something like that. I forget who. And then they went and got Carmelo, but then they had to ship most of their key pieces to Denver. And so that was a big trade in the sense of I think that kind of messed up the Knicks for a minute until now their resurgence with Jalen Brunson and Cat. But like they were down for a minute after that. I think Carmelo was great for the city. I know he loves New York because he's from there, but that trade, nah.
I thought it was going to feed families. I thought it was going to feed families.
Right. AD to the Lakers. That was a good one. Again.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I like it, pick.
Yeah, you just said you love AD.
I like the list. I like the list. But you know why I'm contradicting myself now? I would have replaced, when I looked at it now, I would have replaced that to Dame going to Milwaukee because I didn't see Dame going to Milwaukee. I thought he was going to Miami.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, that's
AD, I remember that trade. It was going to happen. And the Lakers pissed me off with that trade because all they had to do was just ride out the season. But this is where I talked about LeBron, his fan base, and Laker fans. They kept pushing for it, which I think the front office felt pressured and made the trade, and that's what mortgaged into everything else.
Right. Yeah. So what you're saying is, they could have just waited and got him and kept most of the pieces that they already had. Yeah.
And they would have been.
That's very true. Very true. Very true. Let's see here. Well, I don't know why I don't. Oh yeah, I do. We got Shaq.
Yeah, you asshole.
Miami.
You asshole for this one.
What? First of all, Shaq did what he would. A player's job is to bring their team a champ. A great player, his job is to bring a team a champ. He got y'all 3. He got y'all one of the most dominant runs in 2000 and 2001 until y'all came up against Allen Iverson. He got 1 game up off of y'all. The only game, nobody else beat the Lakers that year. AI went in LA and did it. That's the only one. That was one of y'all most dominant runs. Shaq
and Kobe.
Shaq and was Kobe. The primary reason for that, period. Yes, Kobe was there, but Kobe wasn't doing 30 and 15.
They were very similar, averaging those points. Go look them up.
Kobe was not doing 30 and 15. Excuse me, 40 and 15, actually. Shaq was averaging 40
You talking about that Philly series, right?
Excuse me?
What series you talking about?
Any one of them. He was the finals. It wasn't a cold finals MVP.
Because they hated Kobe.
Shaq was the finals MVP. He was the most dominant player.
What about when he fouled out and it took Kobe to save their ass because he fouled out?
Here's the argument.
Showing up unconditioned.
They both still won after. Mm-hmm. Kobe got 2, Shaq got 1. They still won after. So they still proved. Now, did Pippen go win after Jordan? No.
I mean, Kobe proved more after, personally.
He got 2. That's nice. He got 2.
Had the overall better career.
Sure, I'll give you that. Because he scored more points. Because he came in the league younger.
He was better. Shaq is Shaq. Don't get me wrong. I will take a Shaq. But I think the Kobe and Shaq run, the biggest, and here's why I argue it. Is because Shaq has already admitted that his ego got in the way and he would have just Kobe. And I think that is
he didn't admit that Kobe was better than him during that run.
Yeah,
he just said his ego got in the way.
He ain't gonna admit that. Shaq was a dog, Kobe was a dog. But I just think Shaq was there before Kobe got there, and he wasn't doing shit until Kobe became Kobe, and they helped each other out. So I think it's a little bit of both, but I don't think Kobe wouldn't have got his rings without Shaq. Shaq wouldn't have got his rings without Kobe. But when I hear the more lean towards Shaq, I'm like, nah, because Kobe is falling.
For those 3, I'm not talking about Lakers history yet. No, Kobe is the greatest Laker in history. Behind him,
those 3, Shaq needed Kobe.
Him is magic.
He couldn't do it without Kobe. He could not. And Kobe couldn't do it without Shaq. But
no, that's fair. What I'm saying is Shaq was still. You can't deny his dominance during.
Oh, no,
y'all don't win. Let me break it down like this. You put Gasol and replace Shaq during those 3. They still win 3? I do not think so. Because Kobe wasn't there just yet. Where Kobe was in 08, 09, and 10, he was not there in 01, 02, 03. That's why Shaq was important.
I really suggest you look at those numbers. Kobe was right there with
the numbers are fine. I'm talking about, what did Jordan always say? 98 was better than 91. Why? Because he could use his mental. Right? Mm-hmm. Kobe used a lot of his mental during that last 3 run. Compared to the first 3, he had Shaq. Anybody, I don't care if LeBron had Shaq during Shaq's run. If Kevin Garnett had Shaq during Shaq, anybody who had Shaq. If Shaq had Reggie Miller during that time or Allen Iverson, all of them would have won chips.
No, they wouldn't have because they weren't Kobe. Bryant. I'm telling you,
Allen Iverson would have won. Allen Iverson won the MVP that year. He wouldn't have
He
won.
did win the MVP that year. He did win that.
He wouldn't have won a chip with Shaq. That's what you're telling me.
Y'all keep forgetting that Shaq, the same Shaq Diesel that y'all hyping up was there before Kobe was Kobe. That's the part I don't understand.
Either, bro. Phil Jackson was not the coach. Phil Jackson got there.
Like, I'm just saying, like,
Phil Jackson don't matter either. It was just Kobe.
I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, as dominant as Shaq was and as great, I remember those games. I watched every one of those games.
Philadelphia was my team. Allen Iverson was my favorite player.
What I'm saying with Kobe and Shaq, Kobe was bringing the heat all the time, but nobody liked Kobe, so they wasn't giving him credit.
I'm not saying Kobe wasn't. Like, I'm not sitting here saying Kobe didn't impact the game. I'm just saying Shaq was just more dominant during that time.
Yeah, because that was it.
During those three. I'm not saying Kobe didn't have his run, and he is the GOAT as far as LA.
That's the best way I can say it.
It was AD. Shaq was dominant, bro.
It was AD and LeBron. Yes, LeBron was doing his thing, but AD been carrying that motherfucker's ass on the back end on certain things that nobody was paying attention to. Like, a lot of times.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Same thing.
And then that's all I'm saying.
Same thing could be said about Chicago in the Bulls run, because Jordan did not win without Pippen.
That's why I'm not arguing it, but like, I just think that he would have not got those titles without Kobe, and you couldn't insert anybody in there because the way that Kobe masterfully handled those games, it did like that live. Them couple of times that Kobe was bringing them back down. Them India, because you said any one of them Indiana games. When you look back at it, even Iverson was like, man, Kobe was a dog in that series. Like, he was locked in. Shaq was not always locked in.
He was so dominant that he could still go out there and average 40 and 15 and
that's the same thing they criticizing Luka Doncic for. It's just to say,
and 400 pounds is still averaging 40 and 15.
I'm telling you, look at the numbers. Them numbers are very equal.
I got you. We got Kawhi to the north. Again, they won the championship, even though how it all went down was still kind of sketchy, but he still won a championship there. Durant to Phoenix has been a good way, even though,
that's the greatest trade in NBA history to me. I don't care what they say.
Durant to Phoenix?
No, I thought you said Durant. Oh, that is Durant to Phoenix. I don't know why. Oh no, because he signed with Golden State in the offseason.
He signed with them. Yeah.
I keep forgetting that, bro. Like,
yeah. That was just same thing with LeBron. Like, a lot of people thought it was a sign and trade, but he went.
Yeah. I don't know why when I looked at that, I honestly thought. Matter of fact, they say he may go back trade to the Warriors. Then that would be the greatest trade.
That would be crazy. Which at this point, why not?
Why not? Why do career?
Why not? LeBron, you go. Look, you trying to get rid of LeBron? Everybody go to Golden State. Y'all see.
I will be for LeBron. LeBron riding this year off. He can leave him free. He ride. His ass is staying there this year. You ride this year off.
And then of course, last but not least, Luka, which we already highlighted earlier. Luka to the Lakers. So yeah. You had, what was the other one that you said that wasn't on here? The only one I would took off Dame, right?
AD one. Only reason being is because I thought the Dame one was more shocking. It only being because I literally thought Damian Lillard was going to Miami.
Me too.
I was he's gonna be. There's no way, and I still don't know how that didn't happen. And that is why I'll say this: if they do not win, I think this year, I can see Giannis coming to LA.
Yeah, he's already said like LA or Golden State would be a destination. Now, again, that was what a few years ago when the Golden State, they were still at their height. They still had Clay. Steph was still young. Now that the Lakers got Luka, he's looking at that like, okay, okay, we're gonna see. People, as we like to do, always end the show with what's the question. All right, so again, we alluded to this the whole episode, right? DEI, right? People asking where can we go shop right now that Walmart, Target, and others cancel DEI programs. All right, so shout out to Real Expensive, all right, on IG. She dropped a list on here of like different brands, okay, that we can still go support. Okay, I don't have them all up, like, so I can't show you all that picture. I'm just read it. But so clothing brands, all right, that we can still go support. Old Navy, Banana Republic, Gap, Puma, H&M, Levi, all right, Adidas, all right. So just some clothing, Telfair, all right, Erie is some clothing brands, beauty brands, all right. You got Elf, you got No Trace Cosmetics, all right, Fenty, of course everybody know that's Rihanna. You got Yumona, I'm saying that right, Beauty, Rare Beauty, Minted Cosmetics, Beauty Bakery, all right, Bakery with a I and E, not a Y. All right, so those are some beauty products. All right, so groceries, okay. So I mentioned Kroger earlier. All right, that's the primary one I still go to. Aldi. Now Aldi just cut back. All right, so again, they also quietly though, and which surprised me about a lot of these. which though that surprised me about a lot of these companies, why they were so. Well, I won't say surprised, but it was just so like, y'all really gonna be public like that when y'all know black people spend a lot of money in y'all. So y'all just gonna be, but again, they're banking on us saying, whatever, right? Yeah. Costco, ShopRite, Whole Foods, Publix, Wegmans is another big one. Major co-op food stores, all right. Sprouts, Farmers Market. All right. This is other brands. Okay. So you got Samsung, Apple. Apple, actually, the CEO, he just came out and said, no, like we still support DEI, boom. Dunkin' Donuts, Chick-fil-A, Shake Shack. Now some of these are a little questionable, like Wendy's, Burger King, because they were just on that McDonald's wave. So no. But again, this list is, a little bit, maybe like a week or two ago.
We got to dissect the secret, not the secret back out. Like, wait.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Own it. That's the shit I'm talking about. Own it. Like, because people who gonna buy with your brand, they still gonna go, and they're not gonna be like I said, like I go to Target for what I go to Target for, and like at the end of the day, it is what it is. But the cowardly thing to me, and I love that you did this list because it's like, oh, I didn't know those brands were like that. I didn't even know. But like the cowardly, you want to secretly, I don't want to publicly say it. Right. Then don't do it. If you don't want to, like, that's the most.
You don't want to stand on business. Well, what my man T.I. son say, I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
That's scary as
crazy, right? What? Let me get so I got a few more. So Wawa, Home Depot, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Zara, Macy's, Foot Locker, Walgreens, Family Dollar, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. All right, and again, now some of these are still a little, but nevertheless, there are plenty of brands that we can go out there and support, even your local Black-owned businesses. And again, a lot of people allude to how during Trump's first run, a lot of people liked where we were during that first run and the fact that we all came together more to support more Black. Well, shit, people, now we need to do that more than ever, okay? If you're, to Devontae's point, if you're going to still go shop at a Walmart or a Target, get the Black-owned products.
Just get the Black-owned products.
Because, you can still support that way. Now, those Black-owned products in those places as well, y'all can, set up a website. Start, y'all can cut out the middleman. I understand the money. I get it. But let's start looking at cutting out the middleman, right? So we don't have to, just like with film, right? Distributions, right? Instead of us going to Paramount or all the big all the big companies, right? That's just primarily for distribution. But there are now apps on TV or where you can go, like I can go to a Peacock or a Tubi. Tubi's the best example. I can go to Tubi and put my movie on there. Right now, again, do everybody know Tubi compared to Disney? No, but you can still cut out that middleman and go, like, I'm just going to go straight to the source. I don't need to go through this third party, right? So just those Black-owned businesses within these spaces, just also keep that in mind, that yes, we understand where you're coming from, get your money, and everybody still needs to support your products. But just think about cutting out that middle. You don't have to go through them. There is other ways.
And if you're gonna do it, like I said, the businesses that I support, I've supported them for years, and you better I already know you already knew where I was about to go. I know who that is. They knew where I was about to go, because the biggest thing is you better go see the integrity of those businesses,
right?
Because there's a lot in there that I used to stand by. That I'm gonna say two things with it. One, they're not even black owned no more. I used to be heavy with Carol's daughter. I thought it was still black owned. It's not black owned no more. They sold it off, and somebody else. Great for them. But then also too, you better make sure that black owned business you support, they're standing on what you stand on, because they may be just because I'm well, F it, and they may be well, F it, I don't care about none of that. No, you still need to care about what goes on for the culture, because I show up for these businesses here, and if they're not there, I'm out. And I can stand on that, because that's just where I'm at. And the list that Roc provided, because I didn't know Old Navy, I didn't know a lot of the ones that were said. Now I knew Verizon by default, because they ain't backing down on nothing. But I will say, do your research too, and find what is my thing when I presented the question is just this. What is your level of integrity? Because Roc, we gave y'all two different alternatives. I said, fuck it, I'm going here because this is the stuff I support. Roc said, all right, cool, that's that way, but you can do it this way. Right. You need to find your way that we presented and do it. Because I just think the old school of us boycotting, I ain't going there. Be a little bit more strategic to what you're saying and say, this is how I boycott. Because the younger generation is watching us, and I think we got to be more clear. And that's why, because I look at my kiddo, and then they'll be like, well, Dad, I'm boycotting this. I was like, how? How are you really doing it? Don't be the person who wears the Revolution televised shirt, but you never really turned on the TV on the televised Revolution.
Or you never was out there protesting.
Come on.
I've been out there protesting in DC for Black Lives Matter. I've been out there. To your point, do your research. Yes, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. And I'm glad that you said that. Do your research. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they was like, "Yeah, I voted for Trump because da 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 da," but I hate Trump. It's like,
wait, what?
Right? There are people out here say I can't stand Trump, but I voted for him. Again, we all know why. Simply because they just didn't want to vote for that black woman. And my thing and my response was pretty much just of course, some of these people, they don't really understand why they did it. I just tell people, look, it's a moot point at this juncture. The man's in. It is what it is. But just do your research. Do your research on the policies that they're trying to implement. Do your research on the people in his cabinet. Again, a lot of people don't know he has one of his right-hand men is the author of Project 2025, which y'all were saying was fake. He put him in charge of one of those departments that is pivotal to the economy. And this man orchestrated the checklist which they are checking off right now. Things off, but I just posted it on my IG. Go check. They are checking off things directly off of that list. And so, just do your research on the people and what's really going on. But in the meantime, let's just support more black-owned businesses. Let's support the farmers. All right, let's get back to supporting those mom and pop shops, those hardware mom and pop shops, right? Your local bodegas and your local food places. There's a lot of cities where I'm at in Richmond, like where you are in Tulsa, where I also reside in Baltimore, where there's a lot of restaurants, black local. So let's support locally, right? Let's start doing that more. And for what you can, right? Again, I know we all got to scale back because they trying to take all of our damn money, but in various ways. But where you can support, and we thank everybody for supporting the HL podcast. We greatly appreciate everybody for tuning in, watching now, who's going to watch later. Absolutely. We got to make a routine. Absolutely. But again, just want to say, greatly appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. Please also subscribe to us on Twitch. We are also on Twitch. Please go follow us on IG. That's our biggest social media page right now, IG. Please go follow us on there. We will follow back. Devontae, you got any last thoughts, man?
My last thoughts is just keeping the black on going. Shout out to, I think this y'all got a KSM candle out there or something like that, or
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like, and I don't know, 2228 Grant Candle Street out there is a candle company with y'all.
That one,
it's 228 Grant Street Candle. Like, but like, I know KSM. Like, I bought products for them before, and like, it's just like, yo, just keep showing up for us, y'all. Like, don't just talk and put the dollar to what it is. And shout out to Roc, man, because I love that list. I love like how we broke this down in 2 different ways. Do your research, y'all.
Do your research. Hey, and shout out to LA. Shout out to LA. I'm gonna leave it.
It's a good year.
Shout out to LA.
Look.
Shout out to LA. Y'all did y'all thing. Shout out to LA. Y'all big moves.
Man.
Peace and love, everybody.